In this video, we're gonna see some other parametric part modeling tools, and we're gonna see in the specific the loft and the sweep. Also, we're gonna see some more tools concerning the sketch and modeling in general. And so in the previous lesson, we used the revolve tool to create kind of a bottle, water bottle. And of course, this is just the beginning when you have like the rough shape, and then you can continue to add details and details. And also we explore all the others sketching tools or drawing tools, like for the curves specifically. So let me just close this and create a new file. So I'm going to go to new, and this is going to be our lesson 21. Okay, and I'm going to start with a sketch as usual. So we're going to do a loft. When you create a loft, you need at least 2 profiles, and they need to be not in the same spot, otherwise there will not be anything happening. So if we start, for example, creating here a new sketch, so we can select the hexagonal plane. We can start with something at the bottom. Now we can also use like some 3D references. You can see also created automatically a new body. Now we imported the 2D reference in the previous lesson, but you can also import like 3D files and you can work on top of those. So you can import from other software as we saw at the beginning of the course, but also we can merge a document. So if you want to use like something you created in another FREECAD file, you can use it. So if I go in my lesson 20, I want to use the files in lesson 20, I can bring them inside and I can use them also as references. For example, I can like I can extract surfaces from this. So let's say I want to extract the surface and I want to use this as a sketch. I can go to the draft and okay, and so I can use the face binder. Face binder is going to create a new object here, which I can use as a surface, and I can convert this into a sketch. So this becomes a sketch, which is basically a circle. You can see it right here. So you can use 3D objects as references. You can extract parts of 3D objects, and we can also create shape 2D view, creates a projection of the view. So if I am like from this side and select this object, is going to create a shape 2D view. So again, is kind of extracting 2D geometries from a 3D model. Just remember, if you want to use it in the part design, you need to convert into sketches. So now I have these 2 sketches, and I can create a loft. So I'm gonna go back into part design, and this is gonna be kind of a really simple loft. So well, I cannot use this. I'm gonna delete it. I'm also gonna delete the face binder. I'm gonna use this as a base sketch, and well, let's have a look to this because I think this let's go in wireframe. Okay, this contains, you see, many different shapes. We cannot use all of them, so I'm gonna delete. I'm just gonna keep the circle here, and so this is gonna be my base sketch for the loft. And as you can see here, I have another one on the top. So select the bottom one and loft, and cannot use the selected object. Selected object must belong to the active body. Okay, so we need to put this into an active body. So I'm just gonna slide them in here, which is the body I created at the beginning. And now let's do it again. So loft and additive loft, at least one section is needed. Okay, so we need another part. We need another section. So I'm gonna click on add section, and let's click this under circle. And now you have different options here, but right now this is a really simple loft. So let's say okay. You can see it's a pretty straight loft, and it doesn't have many profiles, just 2 profiles, but it's been a successful loft, as you can see. And let's just close this down. So if we compare it to the previous water bottle, it's not so different. It's not a straight extrusion. So if we use the straight extrusion, we're not able to like have this kind of chamfering shape. But it's not complex. It's not so complex. It's similar to the revolve that we did previously. So some objects, they are not symmetrical and they are not developed around a circle like the revolve or this type of loft, and they are more complex. Well, this is because of their the way they are constructed, the way they have their profiles. So if I go back in this, well, this is the bottom sketch and this is the top sketch. So if I go in the top sketch, first of all, you see they are positioned into different planes, work planes, or references, work references plane. So if I delete this and create something else, let's create like an heptagon. Okay, so let's do something like this and close. Well, you can see that the loft will be updated. And well, this definitely tells us that the loft is pretty interesting because we can create many different shapes starting from different profiles. So if we look for like water bottle, not like the standard, but with some extra, like with the grip, for example, they're not perfectly revolved profiles, but they have like different, they're asymmetric, they're not symmetric, they have like different shapes. So they have more details and not a simple revolved surface. Now we can also use more than one view. So if I search for like bottle section view like this, you sometimes you find like really precise drawings showing you like the bottle top and the section view and the top view and all the mechanisms and everything. So if you want, you can be really detailed with this. We're just, getting started with really simple shapes. And you also have like top views, front views, and side view, etc., etc. So you can work with one single view, or you can work with more views. So if you want to work with more views, you can use more work planes. So right now we only used like this image here, like the water bottle, but I can insert another reference if I want for the top view, which I don't have. And I am just going to make an example. So if I go File, Import, and I'm going to use, okay, let's assume that this is the top view. I can open it and you can see it's going to go in here and in the bottom. That's the bottom workspace. If I double click, I can change the work plane of each image. So I can prepare for like having different references from different sites for more complex objects. And not only that, I can also like push this up or down. I can push the image with the offset up and down or move it around. I can rotate it and I can change the width and the height and the calibration as we already saw. So this is just to show you if you want to work with additional reference images, you can do it. And also you can use 3D objects as base reference as we did with the water bottle. So you can see just the structure now. We are seeing just the structure of the revolution, but we can extract or we can follow like some indications that we have here. Okay, let's assume I want to put a mid work plane in there, mid reference. Now up here in the part design, we have a datum plane. So datum plane creates a reference plane or a work plane in whatever position we want. Now I don't have anything to select in the middle here. So what I can do is start from like or the bottom or the top and just create a new work plane. So if I select there and I click on create a datum plane, it's gonna put the datum plane right there. Okay, so once it's created, I can also change again, kind of like it was an image reference. I can change the offset. So I can push it down in the Z using the arrows or setting up a precise position for that. Okay, let's put it like minus 12 centimeters. So it's kind of in the middle in there.